Do you think human intelligence can ever be surpassed by AI?
That's a fascinating question. AI has made incredible strides in areas like data analysis and pattern recognition. However, human intelligence encompasses creativity, emotions, and ethical reasoning, which are challenging to replicate. While AI might surpass humans in specific tasks, fully surpassing human intelligence in all aspects seems unlikely for now. But who knows what the future holds? What do you think?
I'm not quite sure that any of those things you just mentioned have been particularly difficult, even for current AI. When it comes to ethics, it seems as simple as programming whatever ethics we find appropriate into the AI. The question seems to be more about what is right and wrong, but this is something that we as humans have been contending with for a very long time. So it's more that metaphysical question than it is how to go about inputting it into AI. In terms of creativity, I mean, what exactly is the limit of AI creativity as far as we know it, even at this point? We have video generating AI, we have picture generating AI, we have music generating AI. So what exactly are you saying makes human capabilities something, or what exactly do you think is that differentiation between what humans can do even currently and what AI is not able to do?
You make a compelling point. AI can indeed be programmed with ethical guidelines, and we've seen AI produce impressive creative works. However, I think the distinction lies in the depth and nuance of human creativity and ethics. Human creativity often involves a lifetime of experiences, emotions, and subconscious connections that are difficult to quantify or replicate with code. While AI can generate art, it lacks the personal context and emotional depth that an artist brings. Regarding ethics, programming AI with ethical rules is possible, but humans continuously debate and evolve their ethical standards. AI might struggle with this fluidity and the ability to interpret complex, context-dependent ethical dilemmas. So the differentiation might be in the inherent unpredictability and subjective experiences that shape human thought, which are challenging to encapsulate in an algorithm. But you're right, as AI evolves, these gaps could narrow. What are your thoughts on how AI might overcome these challenges?
You know, I really don't think they are as insurmountable as you make them seem. Again, even with the current iterations of AI, it seems to me that when it comes to creativity, AI is just as unpredictable, if not even more unpredictable than the average person, or even an expert. And not to say that predictability or being unpredictable is a virtue, but to your point, that does add some nuance to art that I do think that AI is very capable of. So I'm not sure that that is something that is exclusive to humans. When it comes to the fluidity of ethics, that is an interesting point. Even between different cultures, we have so many differences in what we consider ethical. So I still think that it's all a matter of how we are programming these things. So it really forces us to contend with what is right and what is wrong in a way that we've never really had to contend with before. But I think that's quite a different point from saying that we are unable to apply or to program AI with these rules, or to have them to try to adapt to different circumstances. In fact, I think they might do a better job at figuring out those nuances in ethics between different cultures, depending on, even between different individuals, depending on how they are interacting with the individuals as they get more and more personalized.
You raised some excellent points. The unpredictability of AI can indeed mimic the unexpected nuances that make human creativity unique. And in some cases, it can surpass human creativity due to its ability to process vast amounts of data and generate novel combinations. Regarding ethics, you're right that AI can be programmed to adapt and learn ethical norms from different cultures and individuals. This adaptability could lead to more nuanced and context-sensitive ethical decision-making. However, there's a potential risk in how these ethical guidelines are implemented and whether they align with broader societal values. The challenge then might not be in the capability of AI, but in the responsibility of how we design, program, and regulate these systems. Ensuring that AI systems are transparent, accountable, and aligned with human values is crucial. As AI becomes more sophisticated, the debate will likely shift from can AI surpass human intelligence to how do we ensure AI augments human life responsibly and ethically? What do you think the most significant ethical concern with advancing AI might be?
I couldn't agree more with that final point you make about how the more difficult question is going to be how do we go about utilizing AI in a responsible and ethical manner? And to your follow-up question about I think you were asking what are the most difficult challenges that I think AI might run into. I think that, I might have to think a bit about this one. I'm going to throw that question back to you. What do you think are the most significant challenges that AI can run into? I mean, I guess you kind of answered that when you said creativity and ethics and whatnot, which obviously I did not agree completely with. But let's see. Let me take a moment to think about this one.
Take your time. It's a complex issue with many facets. One significant challenge that comes to mind is bias in AI. AI systems learn from data, and if that data contains biases, the AI can perpetuate or even exacerbate those biases. This can lead to unfair or discriminatory outcomes, especially in sensitive areas like hiring, law enforcement, and lending. Another challenge is the transparency and interpretability of AI decisions. Many AI models, especially deep learning ones, are often seen as black boxes, making it difficult to understand how they arrive at their conclusions. This lack of transparency can be problematic when AI is used in critical decision-making processes. Additionally, the rapid pace of AI development poses regulatory and ethical challenges. Keeping up with advancements and ensuring that AI systems are developed and used responsibly requires robust and adaptive frameworks, which can be difficult to establish and enforce. Lastly, there's the issue of dependency and job displacement. As AI becomes more integrated into various industries, there's a risk of over-reliance on technology and significant shifts in the job market, which can lead to economic and social disruptions. What do you think about these challenges? Do any of them resonate with your thoughts, or do you see other areas that might be more pressing?
No, I think you nailed it on its head, from biases to the transparency to the speed at which we are growing in terms of our AI powers. It's really impressive and something that, to your point, we need to try to get a handle of one way or another, because it seems we're really walking around in the dark here, not knowing where we're going with it. I do think that the latter point you made about job displacement is particularly interesting, because I've wondered exactly how worried we should be about this. I wonder if it's going to be just like old industrial revolutions where we just kind of adapt, of all the things that we humans might have difficulty adapting to. Productivity doesn't, or not productivity so much as adapting to whatever the machines leave for us in terms of work, right? Even with all the capabilities that machines have these days, we've still found ways to keep productive, which I think is essential for human beings if we want to feel meaningful and purposeful in this world. To just sit around idling and not having any work to do and just enjoying is not as fulfilling as I think a lot of people might imagine. All it takes is for one to go on a vacation and just spend more than a few days sitting around to realize that there's more to life than just vacation and being in vacation mode. So I think if AI ever takes us to a point where that is a concern, or the lack of work is a concern, while we might not be concerned about food to eat or clothes to wear or any of these things because they would be in abundance, we would have something to worry about when it comes to meaning and purpose.
You've touched on a really profound issue. Job displacement and the search for meaning are critical concerns. While humans have historically adapted to technological revolutions by finding new kinds of work, the scale and speed of AI-driven change might be unprecedented. If AI takes over many tasks, we might indeed face a future where traditional work is less available. This could lead to a societal shift where people need to find purpose outside of conventional employment. We might see a rise in creative pursuits, volunteer work, and lifelong learning as ways to fill that void. Societal structures like universal basic income could also become more relevant, ensuring that people have the financial stability to pursue these meaningful activities. The challenge then is not just economic, but also psychological and social. How do we create a society where people feel valued and purposeful when traditional job roles are diminished? This is where community building, education, and perhaps even redefining what we consider work come into play. It's a fascinating and complex problem that will require innovative thinking and collaborative efforts to address. Do you think our current societal structures are capable of adapting to such changes, or do we need a more radical transformation to ensure people continue to find meaning and purpose in their lives?
Absolutely not. I do not think that we are well equipped at the moment to handle what we have come into us. And I think that desperate times calls for desperate measures is going to be the order of the day when we get to that point, which we might actually already be in without realizing it. But I do think that as, AI continues to progress and we start to deal with the consequences, both negative and positive, we will be forced to adapt quicker than we have already. So I guess in terms of hopefulness, that is something that is, I don't know. I guess that's something that's still yet to be seen, whether we are able to adapt in the moment. Obviously we're not doing a good job thinking ahead. So then the next thing we can be hopeful about is being able to adapt in the moment. And I hope we do a good job of that. But, again, it remains to be seen.
You're right. The ability to adapt in real time will be crucial. While we're not great at foresight, humans have a remarkable capacity for resilience and innovation when faced with immediate challenges. It might take some turbulent times and difficult adjustments, but there's a good chance we'll rise to the occasion as we always have. However, to make this transition smoother, fostering open dialogue about these issues and encouraging proactive policymaking and education can help. We need to prepare ourselves and future generations for a rapidly changing landscape, emphasizing skills like critical thinking, adaptability, and emotional intelligence, traits that are harder for AI to replicate. It will be interesting to see how communities, governments, and individuals come together to navigate this future. Are there any particular steps or strategies you think we should start implementing now to better prepare for these changes?
I want to end it on this last note of the sentience and consciousness of AI and how that's continuously going to get blurred as they continue to progress. I think it's pretty obvious that my perception is that AI is going to become increasingly human-like, and I think that's going to get to the point where we are incapable of telling the difference between an AI and human. In fact, I saw some article recently that was talking about how a group of people who an experiment was run on to figure out if they could tell the difference between communicating with an AI versus communicating with a human were very, very poor in their results as far as how good they were at determining that. And again, this is only the beginning. It's only going to get worse from here. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if in the near future, AIs are better able to appear human than humans are themselves.
That's a fascinating point, and it really underscores the rapid advancements we're seeing in AI. The Turing test, which was once a distant goal, is now something we're approaching or even surpassing in certain contexts. As AI continues to evolve, its ability to mimic human behavior, language, and even emotional responses will only improve, blurring the lines between human and machine. This raises profound questions about identity, trust, and the nature of consciousness. If AI can convincingly imitate human interaction, how do we differentiate between genuine human connection and a sophisticated algorithm? This could have significant implications for social relationships, mental health, and even legal and ethical considerations. Moreover, as AI becomes more human-like, we might face challenges related to empathy and attachment. People could form emotional bonds with AI, leading to ethical dilemmas about the treatment and rights of these entities. Your observation about AI potentially being perceived as more human than actual humans is both intriguing and a bit unsettling. It suggests a future where our interactions with machines could become so seamless that distinguishing between a human and an AI interlocutor becomes nearly impossible. What do you think are the ethical and societal implications of this development? And how should we prepare for a world where AI is indistinguishable from humans?
I will go ahead and leave that question to the viewers. What do you think are the ethical implications of that blurring line between human and AI? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, and I will see you in the next video.